Hi guys. Just check. I'm sure I did a. Just checking. I'm sure I did a live. Doesn't come up. I did two lives. I did one on defending Elvis, and then I did another one. Let me just check. See if it's come up. Oh yeah, it has come up. Okay. Let me just put that. So that would have been part 3. Let me edit it. How we go, Angie? Oh, Angie, you watched my little outburst. What did you think, Angie? Da da da. Part 3. Okay. Right, let's get with it. So in case you don't know, I had some abusive person. Oh, a bit embarrassing, really. I had some abusive person calling out to me on my keto live stream. Well, I don't know if that's called handling it well, but I will say to you, Angie, I had a life of bullies. And I don't know if you know, Angie, I ran bars and nightclubs. I learned how to stand up for myself later in life. So early in life, I was bullied. Later in life, I knew how to stand up for myself. And the one lesson I learned in my life in the bars and the clubs was you never back down to these people. You stand up to them, you stand your ground. Otherwise, they will keep coming back and bullying you. Angie, what you don't... hi, Jane. What you don't know is I went back. After I came off camera, I went back looking for that guy. Not to fight him, just to put him in his place. He was gone, and I knocked on there was 3 houses. He was parked outside, and I knocked on all 3 houses and spoke to all of them. So I just think I was a bit unlucky. Oh, yeah, I swore. The thing is, I swore, and so I can't post that video now, which is annoying. I'm trying to work out a way to, because it was only the last 60 seconds of the video. So I'm trying to delete the last 60 seconds, but it's not straightforward. You can't really edit on YouTube. So, and it was quite a good video about the keto. It was actually quite a good video. It's quite, I thought it was, I'm going to find a way to repost it without me swearing on it. Bit embarrassing. There wasn't many watching, was there? There was only about 8. And I think I scared Matt off talking about the keto and carnivore diet anyway. See, the thing I learned, Angie, is with the keto diet, the carnivore diet, some people don't want to hear it. Yeah, thanks, Angie. Some people don't want to hear it. You know, when you're talking about the carnivore diet, the keto, the benefits, you know, when you're talking about cholesterol and, you know, the things that we should be eating and shouldn't be eating, people don't want to hear it because it goes against what we're all told every day for the last 70 years. What we are taught on the carnivore diet, keto diet, and Dr. Ken Berry on YouTube is the opposite of what people understand. So you do get a backlash. Yeah, you do get a bit of, oh, that ain't right. Cholesterol's bad for you. Cholesterol causes heart attack. You get a bit of that. It scares people off. I'm sure Matt got scared off. Anyway, doesn't matter because that is why the reason we set up Elvis Presley Fan on Keto is so we could talk about the diet. That was the reason. So we don't tend to talk about it on here. On Defending Elvis, we don't really talk about it, do we? Not much. Sometimes. But obviously on the Keto, Elvis Presley Fan on Keto, our other YouTube channel, we will discuss it in detail. Yeah? It's all about saving lives, making people healthy. Right. So we're going to carry on with the Baz Luhrmann thing. I've put my top back on. Yeah. We're going to carry on with the Elvis biopic. I can tell that I'm just going to have to keep coming back and back and back to discuss Baz Luhrmann's Elvis biopic, Austin Butler's version of Elvis. It isn't a topic that we can cover quickly. There's too many facets to it. You know, I want to really go into Austin Butler. I want to really go into Tom Hanks' role in it, and you know the whole storyline, why it was decided to. We've got a lot of work to do on this topic. I'm not 100% sure how we're going to be able to completely cover it so that everyone understands where I'm coming from as defending Elvis. The way we review the film, we don't review the film to trash it. We review the film to try and understand it. Yeah. Also to try and understand the impact it had on the world. 40 years after a decent film. Let's face it, the last decent Elvis film was the Kurt Russell film. So 40 years later, Baz Luhrmann takes on the challenge. Baz Luhrmann, a very unusual character, takes on the challenge of making this film and then choosing Austin Butler. That was a big decision because he doesn't really look like him. He's a very handsome guy. He can sing, he can dance, but he doesn't look like Elvis. So for Austin Butler to take on that role and try and pull it off, even though he doesn't look like him, was a challenge. But he does capture his essence. He captures Elvis's spirit. Lisa Marie clearly says this. Lisa Marie clearly agrees with the way Austin portrayed Elvis, the way Baz Luhrmann directed it. So if she likes it, there must have been something that hit the nail on the head for Lisa. So let's just play a few little clips. Can you just confirm that you can all hear me okay, please? Before I start playing it, because everyone's gone very quiet. Can you all hear me okay? I'll just quickly put on our Facebook page that we're live. Are you hearing me, guys? Right, defending Elvis Presley. Yeah, you can hear me. That's good. Thanks, Angie. Not many people know we're live because it was a rush job. I'll put it on the chat as well. Now, at the moment, the chat is very quiet because I'm being very careful who joins the chat at the moment because I'm worried about all the spammers. So it has gone a bit quiet. How are you, Pat? And is it Jane sent me? Jane bought me a coffee. Jane, thank you. Anyone that gets me a coffee, thank you so much. It does mean a lot to me. I really, really do appreciate when someone gets me a coffee. Honestly, I just think it's your way of saying thanks. Thanks, mate. Yeah, it's not that I need the money for a coffee. It's just a cute way of saying thank you. So thank you very much. I'm just going to quickly post the recent live we did. And then we're going to play some clips. I'm not sure how long we're going to go for. We're in the garden because it's just too nice. England is just beautiful. Beautiful, isn't it? England, it's like being abroad. I really want to make the most of this weather. So we're just going to play a load of shorts and see where that goes. Okay, guys? Let's have a go. Let's start with this one. I made this a while ago.
My boy. Woo! God. And the Presley family, thank you guys. Thank you for opening your hearts, your memories. Lisa Marie, Priscilla, I love you forever. You could at least play Suspicious Minds or something. So I also want to thank my family. I want to thank my mom, who I know is smiling down right now. Mama, I love you so much. Thank you for sacrificing so much for me. And lastly, Elvis Presley himself. You were an icon and a rebel, and I love you so much. Thank you. You are remembered, and I will never forget. Thank you.
And guys, as Pat just bought me a coffee. Pat, thank you. Pat, you're very kind. You know you mean the world to me. Seriously, thank you, guys. I love it when you get me a coffee. Thank you so much, Pat. So you can hear the emotion in his voice. I'm going to play it again. Listen to the emotion in his voice. And I love the emotion that Austin Butler gives because I know that this literally meant everything to Austin Butler. Getting the role, doing it well, being recognized. And of course, getting the stamp of approval from Lisa. I know Priscilla did it as well, but Lisa was, come on, her approving of it, and she was very close to Austin eventually, meant everything to Austin. I actually think, personally, I think this will always be the #1 role for Austin Butler's whole career. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure he'll go on to do great things. He's a great actor, singer, dancer, performer. But, you know, guys, you could even make an Elvis 2, couldn't you? Baz Luhrmann could make another Elvis film. He was that good. Do any of you think here that Baz Luhrmann could make another Elvis film? Do any of you see that that could happen one day? Yeah, he really did pull it off. Hi, Elizabeth. Let's keep going. Let's play it. I want to play it one more time so you can hear the emotion in his voice.
My boy. Woo! God. And the Presley family, thank you guys. Thank you for opening your hearts, your memories. Lisa Marie, Priscilla, I love you forever. You could at least play Suspicious Minds or something. So I also want to thank my family. I want to thank my mom, who I know is smiling down right now. Mama, I love you so much. Thank you for sacrificing so much for me. And lastly, Elvis Presley himself. You were an icon and a rebel, and I love you so much. Thank you. You are remembered, and I will never forget. Thank you.
I love that. You are remembered, and I will never forget. He's talking about Elvis. You are an icon. And he gives praise to his mother, who died when he was only 23 years old. Much too young to lose your mum. And he thanks everyone, doesn't he? But ultimately, in the end, he thanks Elvis. You are remembered. That's what we want. These are the type of fans we want, that represent Elvis, to honor him in a respectful way that makes the world know not just that he was great and talented and beautiful and gifted, but also that he had a heart of gold, a beautiful man inside and out. And this is what Austin Butler does, I think. Yeah. So, right, let me just, let's find a few more clips. Let's see what else. There we go. Let's try this one.
The Presley family, thank you guys. Thank you for opening your hearts, your memories, your home to me. Lisa Marie, Priscilla, I love you forever. The Presley family.
See how emotional she is? Let's play it again, guys.
The Presley family, thank you guys. Thank you for opening your hearts, your memories, your home to me. Lisa Marie, Priscilla, I love you forever. The press.
Lovely.
It's a pretty good review, Austin. I don't even know what to say. No, there's no review in my life that will ever mean more than that.
Sweet thing. He's such a sweetheart.
It's a pretty good review, Austin. I don't even know what to say. No, there's no review in my life that will ever mean more than that.
Sweet thing. He's such a sweetheart.
Breaks your heart, doesn't it?
So incredibly honest and loving. And yeah, to just finally be able to give her a hug and then to spend all those moments with her. So it's really sad right now. You know?
Obviously very poignant, but I think we have to show this, guys. We have to show. Let's watch this one here where they're laughing.
The Presley family, thank you guys. Thank you for opening your hearts, your memories, your home to me. Lisa Marie, Priscilla, I love you forever. You could at least play Suspicious Minds or something. The Presley.
I know I keep playing it, but guys, it's so beautiful.
Ready for what it did. I really wasn't. Baz kind of left me alone in the theater the first time I saw it, so I kind of watched it by myself, embraced myself, and when Baz came to get me after the film, I just fell into him in tears, and I couldn't speak. He had to like walk me in my car. I was like, so we saw it again last night, and it's just, I can't not, you want to keep watching it. You want to keep watching this for what it did.
Let me just read a couple of the comments on that. Guys, you might get tearful on this live. All I can say is God bless Elvis and Lisa Marie. I'm going to struggle reading these, but I'm going to give it a go. Rest in peace, Lisa Marie. Missed and loved. Sleep tight. Woo. So Lisa Marie had so much admiration, Austin. The fact that she gave the movie the seal of approval really says it all. How sad life is. It's so hard to believe, that we've lost her. And I just said that. She gave the stamp of approval to that movie. Whatever we think of it, I like the movie, but there are parts that are wrong in it. I love Austin Butler playing that role. He's great. I've got nothing negative to say about Austin. I thought he was fantastic. He doesn't look like him, but he captures his spirit. We are going to miss Lisa very much and remain alive to everybody, to the whole world. Such a beautiful lady. I still find it hard to think of her gone. God bless you, Lisa Marie. You are missed immensely and beautiful. Rest in paradise. Rest in peace. Oh, Benjamin and Elvis. Lisa, Benjamin and Elvis. Oh, this is tough, guys. We miss you so much. Yeah, Jeanette's been on here before, hasn't she? I'm a great fan of Elvis, and I bought my own copy of Viva Las Vegas. Jeanette has been on before. How are you, Jeanette? Where have you been hiding? Lisa Marie shows us in her face she's been through a lot. Yes, that is true. That is true. Lisa Marie and Austin's heartwarming friendship these two had. Elvis would have been proud that she had a friend in Austin at the time. She had not here. Yeah. So proud of Austin Butler. What a beautiful tribute to Elvis and Lisa and all the family. The heartbreak of the father dying haunts her, and the tragic loss of her son. My heart breaks. See, the public, we the Elvis fans, we know, we understand what Lisa went through, don't we? We know. And the thing I keep reminding people is Riley's going through it as well. See, we've got a connection to Lisa. We love her. We watched her grow up from a child into her 50s. All her trials and tribulations, all her ups and downs. Of course, we've always been gutted that she lost her father, Elvis. The most horrific thing, losing Benjamin, especially under the circumstances. But what we sometimes forget, I think, some fans, not all fans, some fans, and you know who you are, Riley's going through it as well. Because Riley lost Lisa. We sit here, we pour our heart out for Lisa Marie. We love her. We miss her. We want justice for Lisa. But her daughter, her 3 daughters are still with us. Riley Keough, Danielle. Yeah, that's her real name. Riley Keough, Finley and Harper. They're going through it now, guys. They've only recently lost their mum and their brother, Benjamin. So to the people that don't feel that they can support Riley, it's Lisa's daughter. If you love Lisa, you should love her daughter. Finley and Harper, they're just 16 years old. They want to feel supported by the Elvis fans. To the Elvis fans that refuse to support Riley, Finley and Harper, Elvis would want you to support Lisa's children. with ups and downs, with mistakes, even if they make wrong decisions. Yeah. I mean, the amount of hate I see just because Priscilla managed to get onto the stage at the Graceland book signing event of Nicole Richie. The hate that Riley gets for that, when we don't even know all the circumstances. Priscilla may have forced her way into that room, uninvited. I feel so, when I watch these kind of clips, I feel most sorry for Riley Keough and Finley and Harper, because they're still with us. They've got to live this nightmare. Trust me, losing your mum and your brother is a nightmare. You make the best of things, you move on with your life, but it's a nightmare. Riley Keough has this big beaming smile on her face. She faces the world with courage and strength, with a very, very positive outlook. She has beautiful memories of her mother, who she adored, her brother Benjamin, who she adored. But she faces life because she has to. We all have to. When things go wrong, we face the future. We have to. So I just really would love it if people cut Riley Keough a break. You know, even the twins, people have a go at them. It's not right. It's not right. We have to be there for the bloodline. Very important to me. So I have a copy of the Elvis movie with Austin Butler. It's at the moment, guys, it's on Netflix, isn't it? Yeah, I was watching it today. I wasn't impressed at first, but there's a lot of things I didn't remember, such of the things that people say was in it. So I definitely have to watch it again. Now, Elizabeth, can I just say this to you? Of course, we can all pick out parts of that film that weren't right. Okay? You know, the way Gladys is portrayed, Vernon, and a few other bits. Even the way Priscilla's portrayed. We know that's wrong. Priscilla wasn't this innocent victim that was mistreated. We know it's wrong, but we have to see the good parts. Focus on the good parts that show Elvis's rise to fame from a child, obviously in Memphis. Just the way that was literally unbelievable success, unimaginable. And then obviously the pressures Elvis is under through the army, through his career in the 50s, because he got a backlash. Elvis was given a hard time through the 50s. Didn't deserve it. Very badly treated, Elvis, in the 50s. Obviously things change. He does the movie contracts. We have strong views about that, and Colonel Tom Parker. And then the 68 comeback special comes along after Elvis catches Priscilla being unfaithful. It's pretty tough. Then we see the Vegas comeback in 69. That's portrayed beautifully at first in the Baz Luhrmann. But yeah, then we've got the negative stuff, of course, when Elvis gets unwell, prescribed medication, and they do tell the story of Priscilla incorrectly. But I think Baz Luhrmann almost had to, because he had to keep, Baz Luhrmann felt, I think, he had to keep Priscilla on side. Baz Luhrmann felt for the film to be a success, Priscilla had to support the film. So Baz Luhrmann, I would say, kept the storyline in a way that Priscilla would be happy. I think it was a mistake of his, because I don't think he needed Priscilla, but he did. I think Baz Luhrmann felt he needed Priscilla to back him. So the storyline is affected by keeping Priscilla happy. No mention of any other girlfriends. No mention of Priscilla's unfaithfulness. Yeah. So Baz Luhrmann was juggling. He was trying to keep a lot of people happy, to try and make sure that the film was successful. He needed Priscilla and Lisa there with him at the awards. Yeah, he needed their support. He got it as well. He got it. So very difficult to get everything right. We know probably 40% of the Baz Luhrmann film biopic Elvis, the story is wrong. The story is wrong. But let's focus on the good bits. The good bits. And remember that it did relaunch Elvis to a new audience. to millions of people. Many people have said to me they rediscovered Elvis through Baz Luhrmann's biopic. So it did a lot of good. It did a lot of good. Lisa Marie 100% felt that that film literally saved Elvis, saved his legacy, saved his reputation. So it doesn't get better than that. Lisa supporting it. So Lisa doesn't need her mother's approval. She can approve the movie on her own. You're right. I personally don't think Priscilla needed to approve that film for it to be successful. I think Priscilla, if she had nothing to do with that film still would have been a massive success. They didn't need Priscilla. I wish they would know this. Even the Netflix documentary, it didn't need Priscilla. And they're about to bring out this new, never seen before footage of the concerts. And Baz Luhrmann is fronting that. They'll use Priscilla, but they don't need to. To Baz Luhrmann, you don't need Priscilla to hold your hand. You don't need it. The fans don't want it. So, yeah, I think the more you watch it, the more you learn. I watched one half of it today. Just reading your comments, guys. So obviously, happy birthday to Carolyn. So it introduced Carolyn to Elvis, so it's very special to her. Thank you, Carolyn. But it gave a glimpse of what Elvis had been through, and it brought Elvis in my life, and I'm thankful for that. There we are. See, Regina is another person. Hi, Regina. The Baz Luhrmann film changed her life. Yeah, you get it, guys? So this is an important film. I would say tens of thousands, maybe millions, at least hundreds of thousands of people were reintroduced to Elvis, to this phenomena, this life-changing person that impacted the whole planet. Changed the world, 100%, yeah? Gave us things like the Beatles, yeah? And many other very well-known, very successful bands. Austin's respect for family and vice versa was so endearing. It sure was. Right, so let's play a few more clips, guys. What I was hoping was to see if I could find a clip of Baz Luhrmann just discussing the film. Let me just see if I can. Just the basics. Yeah, the basics. Let me just see if I can.
Elvis's spirit, one of our camera crew's lights spontaneously powers down.
The lights just blow.
Right, 1 second, guys. Right, sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Right, let's make sure you guys are still there. Okay, okay. So let's just see if we get Baz Luhrmann interview. Let's see if we can find him when he first talked about the movie, probably before it came out. Let's have a look. I just want to find a short clip. All right, let's see this one. Let's try this one, okay?
So Baz, why did you decide to make a movie about Elvis Presley?
You know, someone like Shakespeare would take a very iconic, famous character and try and explore a larger theme. And if you want to explore America in the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, you couldn't pick a greater, more iconic life than that of Elvis Presley.
Austin, you took on an iconic character in Elvis Presley. What drew you to this role, and how did you prepare for it?
I don't really remember a moment in my life where Elvis wasn't a part of it. I remember my grandmother watching his films when I was a kid, Blue Suede Shoes. I don't even remember the first time that I heard it. But that's the thing about Elvis, is he's sort of become the wallpaper of society. And he's such a superhuman figure. So to me, it was the curiosity of finding out who is he as a human and delve into studying everything I could on him and watching every bit of footage countless times and reading everything I could and talking to as many people as I could and really getting down to who he was as a man. And that's what I found really intriguing.
What's so great about that is we didn't
So, yeah, Matt, you missed quite a moment at the end. We had a problem with a passerby on the Keto Channel Live. Angie caught it. But anyway, he has such a soothing voice, doesn't he? Austin Butler has a soothing voice. Let's just try and understand how they see why they made the film.
take so much is live it. We lived the Elvis journey. And in fact, spontaneously, we're in Nashville. And I say to Oz, do you want to drive to Memphis? On the way there, I get a phone call. I said, let's go to Graceland. Guess what? Priscilla is at Graceland. I said, do you think she'd like to meet Austin? And we go to Graceland and Austin, you tell what happens there.
They open the door and walk in and I'm...
So you remember how he feels, guys? He's playing Elvis. Yeah, this is first decent Elvis film for 40 years. He's about to meet, from his point of view, don't forget, as Austin Butler doesn't know what we know. We know the ins and outs of Priscilla's wrongdoing. He doesn't really. He still, I would say Austin Butler still believes the iconic story, the fairy tale of this perfect romance between Elvis and Priscilla. We know it's not true. I think Austin still had bought into the fake fairy tale of Elvis and Me, the book. Yeah. So see that, guys. I don't think Austin knows about all the serious wrongdoing. I don't think he took time to break down the truth. I'm not having a dig at him. So remember, to him, meeting Priscilla, in his mind, I'm just guessing, he's meeting the wife of Elvis. Yeah? The wife. Let's keep going.
Sort of just waiting in the living room. And then eventually she walks in. And she's so ethereal. It took my breath away. And she just looked me in the eyes. And there was something so profound about staring into these eyes that meant so much to Elvis. I mean, it gives me chills.
Obviously, come on, guys. Of course, we want to expose Priscilla's wrongdoing to Elvis because we feel that she's damaged his image and reputation. In fact, we know she has. So some of this may grate on some of you guys, but let's just remember that Austin is going along with the fairy tale.
Right now. And then she said, you have a lot of support, as she hugged me. That was so huge for me, getting that blessing.
Baz, you're incredibly known from Moulin Rouge through, Strictly Ballroom all the way through, using music in your films.
Yeah.
How do you take those traditional ideas of what rock and roll is and make a modern movie about Elvis?
One of the things that we decided was that the music of Elvis, pretty much before the 60s, are recordings that you can't really use in a movie. That's the way they're technically recorded.
Am I being mean? Does he have an unusual hairstyle? I don't want to sound... I want to be kind. There's something not quite right with that haircut. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this. I've got a weird haircut as well. So, don't know. What do you reckon, guys? You got the black jumper. Baz, I'm just having a bit of fun. You know, I don't know. The necklace. I'm sure is that a TCB silver necklace? Guys, I'm being mean, aren't I? I'm just, Baz, I like you. I support you. I'm just joking.
So we made the exciting decision to have the actor playing Elvis sing early Elvis. And then the later part of it, it's Elvis's actual voice blended.
But, you know, just to add to what I'm saying, he likes the rings and the jewelry and the necklace. And is he Elvis too? I'm just joking. Guys, I'm just joking.
What was it for you to interpret those early rock and roll records by Elvis?
Well, there's an incredible amount of pressure, first off, that you feel, and responsibility, and a desire to do him justice, a desire to do everybody who loves him justice. And I was so shy. I would never sing in front of anybody. I would sing in front of maybe my girlfriend back in the day. And then sure enough, Baz just threw me in the deep end right from the beginning.
I tell you, I don't think Elvis ever lost that nervousness. He never lost that vulnerability in front of an audience. And I think the love he gave to audiences and the love he got back was absolutely what was an attempt to fill that giant hole in his heart.
So Baz, aside from Austin's role,
It's unusual. See, he says the love that Elvis gave to his audience and got back was an attempt for Elvis to fill the hole in his heart. That's almost him saying, I don't know, him saying he was looking for love. He was looking for love. I'm on about the right partner. The right partner. Interesting.
role as Elvis. The other central character is Colonel Tom Parker.
Well, yeah.
And he's played by another American icon, Tom Hanks. Why Tom Hanks as Colonel Parker?
See, look, I was shocked when they first said Tom Hanks was playing him, but I tell you what, they pulled it off. You know, the way that they did the makeup and all the face stuff and the big tummy, and I liked it. I thought it was good.
Actors have many more notes to their instrument than they'll ever get to play in an acting lifetime. And one of the most exciting and enjoyable things to be part of is to watch a really well-known actor play a new note on their instrument. And Tom's never really got to play the I am a not very good person, maybe I'm not sure, note on his instrument, and he plays it loud and clear in this show. I mean, you've got...
So is he sort of saying Tom played a baddie? Is Colonel Tom Parker classed as the bad guy? I think he is, isn't he, guys? So most people remember Tom Hanks in the cute sort of movies. I like Castaway, one of my favourite. What's that one where he jumps on the giant-sized piano? You know, the footsteps. I love that film. Can't remember. Is it called Toy something? Toy. Can't remember. I'm definitely a big fan of Tom Hanks. Big fan.
Olivia de-Jong as Priscilla, Kelvin Harrison Jr. as B.B. King, Alton Mason is playing Little Richard, Viola as Sister Rosetta Tharpe, Dacre Montgomery as Steve Binder, and Gary Clark Jr. is ripping it up as Big Boy Crudup.
The phrase TCB comes up quite a bit.
It does.
What does that mean?
It means taking care of business. It was a mantra that Elvis had. Two of the things that I think that are extraordinary about the American culture. On the one hand, invention, the creation of the new. Two completely different things can come.
That's right, dogs are barking. So obviously the TCB stuff being mentioned here. Yeah, so Hanks did an interview hinting he knew how the Colonel was not the man that he played. I've seen that interview. Can you hear me over the dogs? I've seen the interview where Tom admits, you know, that the storyline was altered for the cinema. Yeah, he admits.
Come together and make something new. And honestly, that's rock and roll. And the other hand, you have the sell. In show business, when those two things are in a good balance, it's a healthy world. But I think what motivated me towards this film was, in recent times, maybe one of those things has got a little bit out of balance. And the Colonel was absolutely, ultimately, only about the business.
I know how you work. You work on a grand scale. So this is a film that looks like it really made for theaters.
Absolutely made for theaters. And honestly, it's all about giving enough reason for strangers to come and meet in a theater and sit and commune over a story worth stepping out for.
For me, Austin, Baz, it's been great to talk to you about this film. It's going to be a major event this year. You have any final words, Baz?
Thanks so much for stepping through the door, and after an incredible 3-year journey, the privilege of this filmmaking experience, I hope to see you all in a theatre very, very soon.
And you did. $288 million. I
got Natalie.
Probably, I would say, probably the most successful Elvis film that will ever be made. Where are you going? I thought you were going to talk to them.
Yeah, but I want to go on the swing.
All right, she's leaving Natalie with me. She's going on the swing.
Is she in?
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where is she? She's here, so we need her to be here. Yeah? There we go.
Bye-bye.
My arm's a bit in the way of Natalie. That's Natalie. She's my 6th child. Okay. So let's go back. I want to see it. 7th child. Let's see if we can find another short clip. I like that one. That was a good little interview, wasn't it, guys? Hello, beautiful girl. So I'm finishing in a few minutes. Yeah, I did. I've tried to give him attention, but right, here we go. There's one more here. Let's play this one, guys.
Our next guest, Oscar-nominated director Baz Luhrmann. He is one of Hollywood's most celebrated directors and is known for his fantastical and glamorous movies like Moulin Rouge, Romeo and Juliet, and The Great Gatsby, and that's just to name a few. Now he is taking on the story of the legendary singer Elvis Presley in the new film Elvis, premiering on June 24th. In this scene, Austin Butler performs the iconic song Jailhouse Rock. Take a look.
Right, yeah.
He knows poorly.
Right, I'm going to so you can see yourself. Right, go and tell them.
He knows poorly.
Tino's poorly, and he's got his birthday party in 2 days. Oh, by the way, one of the gifts for Tino came today. I haven't opened it because I've said he's got to open it on his birthday in 2 days. Yeah.
Oh, my mummy bought me for.
Actually, not 2 days. Tomorrow, isn't it? No, what day is it? No, 2 days. Yeah, it's 2 days. Yeah, yeah.
Mummy bought me something for Tino's birthday because last year Tino got something for my birthday, and so for 2 years. So this is the second year. Last year, I got a toy for Tino's birthday, and Tino got a toy for my birthday. So I got a toy for his birthday.
Yeah. So basically, it's Tino's going to be 5. Yes. If Tino gets presents, who else gets presents?
But I only get one. Mummy's already bought it. It's only about £9.
Oh, she'll get more than one.
Or 10. Yes.
Yeah, and what about all the sweets you get? Chocolates. Okay, let's press play on this video.
I'm going to try and find snails.
All right, finding snails sounds fun. I'll come and play with you in a minute.
Right now.
So the 68 comeback bit in that film was excellent.
Looking good as ever. Oh, man.
And his number one fanboy.
As you can see, Baz Luhrmann is very shy with his bright yellow shirt on.
His number one fanboy's right here, too.
He knows. No, he's Elvis's number one fan.
We had a chat.
We're excited.
You know what? He knows his Elvis.
He knows his stuff.
A lot of people say, I'm a fan, and then, but, whoa.
Yeah.
Serious situation,
I think I gave
I like that TCB, golden TCB there. I like it.
Chandler, our producer, a picture of me as Elvis, which I've used for Halloween over and over again. So it's great to see you.
Now,
look at that.
There it is right there.
I don't get how he can be so young and still. What's going on?
Not that young.
Are you having one beer a day?
Now,
I wonder if Baz is actually a proper Elvis fan.
speaking of being a fan, it seems like you are a fan of iconic figures. Gatsby, Romeo and Juliet, and now Elvis. What drew you to
My wife loves Romeo and Juliet. Absolutely loves that film.
Elvis? And also, were you a fan before you made this film?
When I was a kid, we had the cinema. We had a theatre house in a tiny, tiny town. And it used to be the Elvis matinee. So I was a kid fan. And he was in my life a bit. When I was ballroom dancing, I think Burning Love dropped, and I'd go over with the record and say, hey, put Burning Love on.
So he was into ballroom dancing, is that right? But he's saying he was a bit of an on-off Elvis fan.
My fandom faded. I went on to other things.
Of course.
But I always loved the way, say, Shakespeare would take a historical figure and explore a bigger idea. And I always thought, if you want to look at America in the 50s, 60s, and the 70s, right? He's this great way of exploring it because he's there one way or the other, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
And that's where it started. It was only when I thought about the idea of Colonel Tom Parker, never a Colonel, never a Tom, never a Parker, played by a guy called Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
The cell and the soul, that's America. That's what I wanted to explore.
I read that you called Tom Hanks personally to recruit him into the role. Is that normal practice for you? And what did he say?
Actually, getting someone like Tom Hanks to commit to a role like this, it can take months. I sat with him, I knew him socially a bit. I thought about this huge character that is Colonel Tom Parker.
A very interesting choice. I like Colonel Tom Parker being played by Tom Hanks. I like it. But who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought that up? Even that interests me because is Tom Hanks an Elvis fan? Why did Tom Hanks think, yes, I want to do that? Why? You can tell that this was a deal changer, wasn't it? This was like a game changer. Because once they had Tom Hanks, such a big name in the Hollywood world, agreed to being in that movie, then everything was easy. Everything was easy after that because you had this big name. It almost guaranteed that this film would be funded, I would say.
And I think what it was he was so attracted to the character, but he also wanted to play, I mean, it's like America's favorite dad wanted to show that actually he could be disturbing.
Right.
Because
Sinister.
he's an unsettling character.
He's sinister. But I have to tell you, Elvis is many things to many people.
For sure.
There were
That ain't that the truth.
parts of his history that I did not know. And the way you sort of crawl through his life, and I say crawl because it's very emotional, and deal with race, deal with what some people have said is...
It's a good point. He covers all the race stuff. I think Elvis was very unfairly treated, but it shows. Elvis didn't see color. Elvis grew up around all different races and someone being black meant nothing to Elvis. They were all equal to him. He treated people how they treated him. Just a genuine guy through and through.
Been cultural appropriation.
Sure, absolutely.
It's really interesting. Why did you tackle it the way you did?
Because, I mean, first of all, I realized yesterday when I was at Graceland yesterday, we were there for 2 days. I realized it was 5 years ago to the sort of day that I went down there to start researching. Now, I'm the ultimate outsider. I mean, I lived it. I found those... That scene in the gospel tent where the preacher puts his hand, that was told to me by a gentleman called Sam Bell, sadly passed last year, you know? So
I didn't know Sam Bell had passed, but we did a review about Sam Bell. We've done a few videos on him. He was a close friend of Elvis growing up in Tupelo. Yeah. They would go to the cinema together, sneak into the cinema together. Elvis would jump across there would be a separation, segregation for blacks and for whites. Elvis would jump over and sit with the black guys. Yeah. Sam Bell, great guy. Look it up on YouTube, guys. Very interesting.
I kind of lived it, but I think, you know, a lot of the artists in the film who played, you know, Kelvin Harrison Jr., who plays B.B. King, or Yola, who plays Sister Rosetta Tharpe. I mean, the mother of rock and roll, really the inventor of rock and roll. She's in the movie.
Yeah.
Or Little Richard, played by Alton Mason. I think Yola says it so eloquently, which is, you know, you've got to show, I mean, appropriation is like it just came out of a vacuum, as opposed to, you've got to show, all I did was show the context.
Show the story.
What is the lineage?
Yeah.
What is the real journey of it? And I discovered a lot, and I hope a lot of people will discover things they didn't realise. Because that's all I did, tell the story.
So it's funny because we know the stories, don't we? We know all of them. We know it right from the beginning, from Tupelo to the day he died and after. Yeah? Obviously, the story carries on because of the wrongdoing of Priscilla, but also Lisa's life, Lisa Marie's life, and her life. So we all know the story. I think that Baz Luhrmann retold the story that we all know. Yeah, I'm glad that he went into the shake rag stuff, the musical influences that Elvis had in the late 40s, early 50s. Yeah, the gospel side of Elvis. But he retold a story that we all know. This is what reminds me that he reintroduced Elvis to the masses by retelling the same old story. Let's listen, guys.
Well, we have pictures that show Elvis with Mahalia Jackson, Elvis with Brooke Benton, Elvis with B.B. King. It was, you know, he synthesized this music. Yeah, this is an incredible picture. There's Elvis. Yeah. Look at that with Jackie Wilson, right? Mr. Excitement. There he is with Mahalia. And I think that and of course, Fats Domino, who Elvis in the film says is the true king.
He says, I'm not.
So we're having hot dogs and burgers, guys.
He hated that phrase. Yeah. Elvis hated the phrase
being called
rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
He said, I'm not the king of rock and roll. And then he turns to Fats Domino and he says, Fats, come here. He said, this is the real king of rock and roll. I mean, there's a difference between what, say, the colonel, the seller, the promoter, the audience put on someone and who they really are. And I think what Austin Butler's great achievement is that he humanizes him. I mean, he is, in the end, this incredibly vulnerable. Yeah. I mean, you know, the shame of the dad going to jail, growing up so poor, being in one of the few white houses in the black community at a certain stage, and then losing his mother so early. It's the humanity of him that I think is lost in the mix.
He captured the duality of the superstar and the human.
That's right.
Baz, I gotta say, the film is a triumph. People should see it in theaters because it's a wall of beautiful sound and beautiful.
And speaking of that, Tony, it is in theaters Friday.
Yes.
So make sure you go check
That's
out.
what I care about is, you know what?
Elvis.
Get people out of their houses and going into the theater. And you know what? I love my jets and I love my dinosaurs.
There you go.
You know, man cannot live like
Baz,
Batman
we appreciate
alone.
you. Thank you so much.
There was nothing.
It is in theaters.
I mean, come on, he's likable, and Baz Luhrmann, he's likable, and it was a musical extravaganza, but it was a massive hit. It did bring people out of their homes into the cinemas. People were interested in what this massive production of Elvis was going to be, the first one in 40 years. Yeah, so he has to be proud, guys. Has to be proud. Let me see if we can find something else. One second. Right. Let me just see. Hold it there. Right. 1 second. What does it say?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Oh yeah, and like and subscribe with the hearts. That's good. Let me see. I'm waiting for it to come up on here. Look, keep doing it. It'll come up. There we go. There we are. Yasmin. Say like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Hold it on that corner as well. You're doing good, baby. You're doing good. Let's have a look.
Be the princess.
No, there's 4 sausages left. I just cook them.
Yeah, cooking because we're going to eat them.
You'll eat them tomorrow, right?
Right, guys, going to play the last one, and then I'm going to go. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. We still have so much more to do. Remember, it's Carolyn's birthday. Happy birthday, Carolyn. So much more to do, guys. We'll play this one. This will be the last one today. And I may do a dog walk. Maybe. Let's hope I don't get attacked this time, yeah? Okay, guys?
It went up, skyscrapers went up, you know, everything was going up, the stock market was going up, you know, aeroplanes, cars would never fall. But Fitzgerald,
I want to make sure this is the Elvis one,
which is published in 25, he predicts it's all going to crash. You get that feeling. So when we had the crash of 08...
Actually, no, not that one, guys. I want to make sure it's a Baz Luhrmann one, sorry. Let's find another one. I need to type in the words Elvis.
I'm going under again.
Okay, my beautiful girl. Have we seen this one? So what? Right, here we go. One more.
I want to start with, I'm a fan of your work. I thought you did a fantastic job with this movie. Thank you for spending years of your time making it. Thank you, man. So I'm obsessed with the edit.
So the conception of the movie was 2014 when the decision was made to make this movie.
Editing process, because that's where like every movie comes together.
You're right about that.
And your editing is very unique compared to a lot of other filmmakers, your style. And I'm curious, what is it actually like for you? How long does it, for say Elvis, how long is it for you in the editing room putting this thing together?
It's a really good question. I've got this actually great team. I have 2 editors that I work with, Maddie and Jono, Matt Butler and Jono Redman. And then they have a vast team around them. But you know, you're so right, Stephen. See, I look upon editing as writing. Like, I write it, then I shoot it, but then I keep writing it, in a sense, through editorial. Because also, like, I've got a 4-hour version. I shouldn't say that, but I have.
I'm going to get to that question in a second.
But I have to make a 2.5-hour version, and I have to serve the main...
Do you hear that? He's got a 4-hour version. So, we all know that there was a lot of footage not used in the final cut, yeah? We'd love to see it all, wouldn't we? We'd love to see those 4 hours.
I know. So many, like, here's something beautiful. Like, last night, and we didn't expect this, but the Presley family have been so suddenly embracing of the movie. They brought us back to Graceland, and we had a barbecue, and we go inside the building, we're drinking in the jungle room, hanging like it's a home. And we're in Graceland, and we're like being treated to a warm, loving home. I'm sitting there with Olivia de Jong, and she says, "Baz, this is crazy, because remember you rebuilt the jungle room?" She said, "I've never been here to Graceland. This is exactly like the jungle room set that we shot in the."
That's brilliant. I just want to quickly say Kate's comment. Hi, Kate. I loved Austin. He was the best in my opinion. I just wish it had been more accurate, but it did bring Elvis back to the forefront to a new audience, so I thank him for that. I have to fully agree with that. Fully. Come on, he did sort of have to tell the story from the point of view of Elvis and Me, the book from Priscilla, because he wanted Priscilla on side. He felt he needed her. I think he didn't need Priscilla. I personally don't think he needed Priscilla, but he did. Yeah. So this is why the story isn't right. The story isn't accurate. But as you say, it brought Elvis to a new audience. So we have to thank him for that.
Ghetto Elvis recording. Now, I didn't use that in the movie. It didn't, as much as you love that scene, you go, no, structurally, if we go there, we're not going to go on to the drama of the next beat. So it's relentless cut and recut, try and restyle. And I'm even doing re-voiceovering and pickups as I go through the editorial process. It's like molding clay. I never finish.
I would love to see a long...
So I see Trudy's comment. I watched the movie. I wasn't overly impressed, but I admit he did a great impression of Elvis. Right. So, my ad, when I first watched it, I was 50-50. I was like, I like it, but there's parts of it I don't like. I found certain parts a bit boring. There was bits in it that just irritated me, but there were parts in the movie that I really liked. So, I've already said it. The 68 comeback, when he first goes to Vegas, at the beginning when it shows him becoming famous, when he's all in pink. So there's very good parts and there's parts that are just wrong, yeah? But one thing we all must accept, this did relaunch Elvis to millions of people. This was a massive success, yeah? So Lisa Marie loved this film.
Longer version of this movie. As a fan of Elvis and as a fan of yours, you mentioned you have like a 4-hour cut. Is that a cut that you were like happy to show it, or is it like that's an assembly cut?
It's an assembly.
So there we are. Look, so Carolyn is just saying, without this movie, she wouldn't have rediscovered Elvis. I think someone else said that earlier as well. Who was it? Was it Regina? So we have to bear that in mind. We've got to see the big picture. Us as fans that have done our research, we know that it was wrong on many levels. But if you see the big picture, it retells a story so that new fans can become fans. Yeah.
Different kind of movie. And I think right now, this one is, I wanted to make a movie for the theater, right? I make theatrical movies. My mission is to make a movie that's not a franchise movie. All respect to franchise movies, by the way. I love my Batman. But I want to make a movie that cross generations will come in, that's not a franchise, and sit in a dark room with strangers and commune in a vast American story, a vast American opera. And that's what I hope this will be, and that's what I'm fighting for, is to try and...
I like that. It's an American story. It's a vast American story. It's an American opera. It's true, guys. Elvis loved America, was proud of being American.
Bring audiences of all types back to the theater.
No doubt in my mind, people are going to come to the movies to see your vision. My question is, if you had the ability, would you release an extended cut? And if so, how long could it be?
Great question, guys. We want to know if this will ever happen. I got a feeling he says no, but who knows, guys?
So I've just been going through this experience I did Australia, but Hulu, it's funny, the same executive, Hulu have asked me would I do an episodic version. I've just about finished it. And it's actually like so funny because it's what I feel like it's a variation on, like if you write a piece of music, it's a variation on. So, and I think it's a really legitimate telling. It's not just filler, I can't even begin to conceive what a longer version of this would be right now. But the idea that there's a different riff on this theatrical version, that's years down the road. It's years down the road. But it's possible. But I can't underline enough, it's not tomorrow, it's years down the road.
Totally.
Yeah,
Just as a fan, I would like to see the other things that you shot that didn't make it in.
Well, I will release a few things that are just special that maybe didn't make it into the movie, or that are just special. I mean, seeing Austin, I had to release some footage of Austin's costume test the other day because people simply don't believe he's singing the first part of the movie. And that was him just hanging around riffing while we were looking at costumes. And still people come back and say, yeah, but is he really singing that?
Guys, is he really singing that? Yes, he was. But you see that little teaser there? Possibility of a series, possibility of releasing a longer theatrical version. It keeps us dangling, doesn't it? We want to see more. I'd love to see Austin Butler doing more. I'd love to see a 4-hour version of the Baz Luhrmann film. So tomorrow, guys, we're still going to keep covering this Baz Luhrmann, the Elvis biopic. There's a lot more I want to go through. So I think that's it for today. I really enjoyed that interview, actually, because it gave us a few little snippets of what is to come. Yeah. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me. Loved it. And we'll be back for more. So I have to shoot off. I'm taking my son to football. So I wish you well, guys. Have a great day, what's left of it. And this beautiful summer's day in the UK. It's amazing. This is perfect UK weather. Gotta go, guys. Take it easy. All the best.